Hey, what's up guys, it's Dynamite here. I hope you're doing well, and it's currently 8 o'clock in the morning here, but I've been working on this game all night and I just feel so motivated. I wanted to make a video quickly introducing you guys to my new game. So if you've followed me for a while or you've just been kind of tuning in and out, you'll know I've been making multiple games in the past. So when I was 14 years old, I made a game called Overdrive, which released on Steam. It was a free-to-play battle royale. The art style was very inspired by Fortnite. It was a first-person shooter, and it didn't do too well. I mean, it did peak at like 50,000 total downloads in the end, which I was pretty proud of, but nothing too consistent. I wasn't making any money. It was never going to be like the next Call of Duty at that stage. So I went to go work on my next game, Overdrive Warfare, which released in 2024. And that game, I think it did a lot worse. I feel like I took too much inspiration from Call of Duty, and you'll see that in the art style and some of the gameplay mechanics. There was no battle royale. With all of that into account, I've decided to just truly make a game which I think stands out. I'm not taking too much inspiration from anything, and this is truly just my vision, my story, the way I see FPS games, and I want to introduce you guys to my new game, Overdrive Reloaded. So the reason this game's called Overdrive Reloaded, as it truly is, not just a remake of the first Overdrive, Overdrive Warfare, or a sequel to any of those, it's a full-on reimagining. It's fully reloaded. So if you guys are interested in playtesting Overdrive Reloaded, I don't plan to release it until later this year, probably around September. So if you guys are interested, we have a community server for the game where I post a ton of development updates and stuff on the release date, future trailers and whatnot. So join, it's in the description. I'd really appreciate it. And yeah, let's get into it. Oh yeah, also add Overdrive Reloaded to your Steam wishlist. Thank you. I don't want to yap too much, I'd rather show rather than tell, so you'll see gameplay, trailers, and development footage of Overdrive Reloaded in the background. So Overdrive Reloaded, obviously it's a first-person shooter game created by me. There's some assets in the game which I've hired people to make. There's some free assets, and that was actually a major complaint about Overdrive Warfare, and the original one was, it's too much of an asset flip. And nowadays, I definitely do get that complaint when it comes to indie games. There's a lot of indie slop on the Steam marketplace, so you've really got to stand out, and I get that. So one of the main challenges I had going into this game was trying to learn Blender and create my own assets, and there's a lot of those in this game. Even though there definitely were some things I struggled on, so I hired people to make models for me, or I just downloaded some models. I take responsibility for that, but I did try my absolute hardest, and I'm proud of what I made. I want this game to stand out too, and by doing that, I decided not to do the same formula, just battle royale and team deathmatch or something like that, because I feel like a lot of games do that. A lot of people are tired of battle royales, so I decided to create this new thing called survival. And survival's basically a mixture of extraction shooter. It's primarily an extraction shooter, but extraction, battle royale, survival games. And basically, like an extraction shooter, you go in, collect loot, get out. There's different tiered zones, so you level up your survival level, and you can access higher tier zones. There's multiple maps in the game. There's dynamic weather, so there could be snowstorms. There's day and night rotation, so at nighttime you might need your night vision in order to see, or to go if you want to go into an underground bunker and loot that, obviously you're gonna need night vision. There's some areas where they're radiated, so you're gonna need a gas mask in order to survive the radiation. So there's a lot of cool stuff. I'm putting a lot of effort into survival, because survival, to be honest, was a pretty recent idea, so I'm still working on this. But I just think this has so much potential to be the next big thing, so I'm putting my 110% into this. I really do hope you guys enjoy this. There's also a lot of systems which go along nicely with survival in this game, such as evolution. And evolution is basically a skill tree system, so this works for arena, which is team deathmatch, kill confirm, those kind of modes like Call of Duty multiplayer. And it works in that and also survival. So evolution is basically you get 3 different skill trees, you can access them at different levels, and every time you get a certain amount of XP you can upgrade a certain skill. So that could be your healing speed, or the amount of health you get from picking up a tag in a mode like kill confirmed, something like that. And these are all permanent upgrades, they don't reset, you have them every single game. Now let's talk about Arena. So Arena has a lot of different maps. Some of them are remade from Overdrive Warfare, so that could be Container Yard. There's a map called Facility 4. There's one called Night Watch, which is a reimagined version of a military base from Overdrive Warfare. There's a lot of cool maps in Arena, and obviously I've switched from Unreal Engine 4.27 to Unreal Engine 5.7, so there's been a huge visual upgrade, as you can see. I'll do a little comparison in the background. I haven't finished the game yet, so I'm still thinking of a few more Arena maps I could put in before before it releases, but I think I'm gonna try aim for around like 10 to 12 arena maps and also 3 survival maps. So there'll be a tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3 zone on release. Arena also has a lot of systems such as loadout, so when you level up you can access different weapon attachments like optics, muzzles, barrels, magazines, weapon mods, which you can make it like a stopping power so it does a lot more damage, or high voltage, which increases the fire rate, or you can turn it to a burst fire or a semi-auto. There's a lot of cool things you can mess around with. Arena's very sandboxy, and I'm gonna get into like one of my favorite things I made in this game in a minute. There's also a perk system, so you can increase your sprint speed when you get that perk, or that you can increase the amount of health you get from healing. Now I'm going to talk about it. My favorite thing I made in Arena was Overdrive Leveling. So this kind of mixes elements of the roguelike genre into Arena, and I feel like this is what truly makes it stand out from games like Call of Duty and whatnot. So every game you start off at Overdrive level 1, and as you level up, so you level up by completing objectives or getting kills. This is only in Arena, by the way. So when you increase your overdrive level, you get a random upgrade. So that could be like increased, like ADS speed or like strafe speed, or you have a chance to get max health and shield every time you get a kill. Some really cool stuff is in there. And once you reach overdrive level 5, you get a random ability. So that could be the grapple hook. That could be there's a gun which reloads every time you get a kill. You get a ton of shield every time you kill people with it. And whenever you're finished with that ability, you go back down to overdrive level 2 and you can climb back up. So that is one of my favorite things. It makes the gameplay so much different every single game you play of Arena, because you don't know what upgrade, what ability you're going to get. And I plan to add more in the future. So Arena just feels like a huge sandbox where you can mess around with a ton of different tools. And I'm really excited for you guys to try it. Like I said, I'm still working on the game. I plan to release it in around September, depending how it goes. I'm not going to rush it out. I want the game to be perfect before I release it. So if you guys are interested, please join the Overdrive Discord. Please add it to your Steam wishlist. The store page is already up. And hopefully we can start play testing with you guys. I'm gonna have a lot of stuff coming soon, such as trailers, and I can't wait to show you guys this game. I've been working on this for a while now, and I truly believe this is my best one yet. And depending how this one goes, the next one can be even bigger with a higher budget and everything, so I truly just can't wait. I hope you guys really enjoy this game. I hope the feedback is great. I can learn a lot of cool stuff from you guys. I want to be clear as well, I didn't use any AI or anything. I know that's a big concern when it comes to indie games nowadays, especially with the amount there is on Steam that like, oh, they're using AI to create this slop. It's like, no, everything in this game was human made. I can promise you that. I would never use AI. I always kind of trash talk my friends whenever they use AI. Obviously like jokingly, but I don't agree with it. I don't like using AI. I use it for like creating memes and like silly stuff to show my group chat, but that's about it. I wouldn't use it in my work. But yeah, thank you guys for creating this video. Sorry if I was like rushing in my words or like it didn't really make too much sense. Again, I've been up like all day and all night making this game. I'm gonna edit this, hopefully get it ready, and then either sleep or get back to working on this. So I'm not doing it because I'm like, oh, I'm a workaholic. I really just enjoy making this game. That is what it is. I feel so motivated right now, and I thought now is just a really good time to share this game with you guys. So thank you for watching. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Please add Overdrive Reloaded to your wish list, and I'll see you guys soon. See ya.